Cheese.
Sheesh. Shout out Chauncey's.
Shoo. Ohana means family.
Yeah.
Family.
Sucking. Turned into the Rock
shit.
over here.
Yeah, I turned into fucking Dom Toretto. Hey, dude. Gotta represent, you know?
Yeah, guys. So
Oh,
we're welcome back.
Welcome back to
Welcome back to another Money in Motion Monday podcast. You guys already know where you guys get the best podcast. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So today's episode, we're coming at you guys hard and crazy with some deep questions, and we're gonna start getting into the feels. Nah, just kidding.
What you mean by that?
Yeah. So you want to take it away with the topic today?
Nah, I'll take the day off.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm clocked out. Actually, I don't work for free.
I'm clocked in with this coffee, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna send you the invoice and then I'll get started.
Oh, for sure.
Man, all right. So today's topic is going to be working full time while building your vision
Jeez.
or a vision.
Damn.
This one's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be
This
fun.
one's gonna be
It's gonna
fun.
be
This one's
interesting.
gonna be
It's
fun.
gonna put us in a state of reflection. It's gonna put us a state of honestly for us to kind of think about our current status and
Yeah.
situation and think about the things that we often don't get to think about because we're so always like go, and we never really get a chance to like reflect on like, okay, this is the progress we've made, and really put things into perspective of, all right, are we where we want to be, or do we need to put in more work to get where we really want to be?
Yeah.
So this is a good time to do that.
Yeah. Very good time. Very good time.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So first question. You ready for this one, Chief?
No, but let's do it.
Because I feel it right now.
Yeah, I got 6 shots of
man.
espresso in my blood right now.
Hell no, dude. They put +1, but it should have been like +4. To
Yeah,
be
each
honest.
one of those plus ones is actually 3 shots, so they're sneaky.
Oh man. All right. First question. What is the exhaustion nobody talks about when building a vision?
Damn.
So the exhaustion that comes with building your vision.
Dude, honestly, there's a couple types of exhaustions, I would say.
That's
I would
true.
say
That is true.
there's physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, and emotional exhaustion.
Damn.
I think those are the, and it's funny because I feel like that's kind of common sense to think like, oh, you know, you're gonna be exhausted in these types of way, but there's different ways that each one of these categories that I just mentioned affects you, because there's like personal on each side of those, and then there's like business on each
Yeah.
side of those.
Yeah, that is so true.
Which is why people always say that having a business seems fun and you know, crazy and cool and all those things above, like you're making your dream come true, right? Like, which is the topic that we're discussing today. But every one of those people that have also said, hey, yeah, chasing your dream is cool and fun, and you know, fuck a corporate, work for yourself, and if you can't chase that dream, chase the dream. They always say and come back to, if you want to do that, great, we support you, but realize it early that doing that is going to require more work than a corporate job will require. A lot of the times it will.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, I would say that emotionally it's exhausting because there's things that you have to sacrifice in the process of chasing your dreams and chasing a business and pursuing, you know, certain steps of like growing your business. And honestly, like, I think we've both can attest to, you know, like the support system or, you know, having people, you know, just kind of fucking with your brand or not brand or business, whatever the case is. It's like there's gonna be people that come along and don't come along, and there's sometimes like situations where you don't really get to, unfortunately, fully like let yourself feel or process because you're so busy. And so obviously when those type of moments stack up, it can lead to like emotional like stress and things like that. Luckily for me, I do hit the gym a lot, so like I think for me that's my outlet of like letting stress out, letting like my emotions out and things like that. Like it's a silent way to do it, but that's just what like I prefer to do.
That's a very effective way to do it.
Yeah, and it's something that works for me. So other people do it different, but I would say in the emotional side, like business wise, that's one way. Personal wise, I think like having to say no to things that like you really want to be doing with your family or friends or things that you really want to like be there for, like it's really really tough to like, especially for us because we're super family oriented,
I
bro.
was gonna
Like
say, I would say that that is probably going to be the hardest. I mean, if you're a family orientated person, that is gonna be the biggest fucking challenge, dude.
yeah,
Like saying no to like going to the grandparents' house and playing basketball with everybody because we grew up on shit like that, like
yeah,
going shooting hoops, like that's where we grew up, you know. So saying no to that because you have to
do other shit.
do other shit for your business, you know, that I would say for me is the hardest fucking thing.
Yeah.
That is
I,
very
I will
difficult.
I will agree on that part too because I've had to like say no to certain things or like, oh, I can't go, or like I'm gonna miss out on a big piece of whatever family gathering is going on because I
Mm-hmm.
have to like do this with the brand, or I have to do this planning for the podcast, or I have to go to work so that I can have a day off for something else that we have planned, you know? So there's been a lot of times in the last year and a half that like I've had to really just like make specific decisions that does take me away from family time or does take me away from things that I want to be doing with friends or family. Um, but having a good partner like this where we're both doing the same things and we both remind each other like, yes, we are missing time with our intermediate families, right? Like our dads, our moms, our brothers and sisters, whatever. But like this guy's my brother as well, so yes, while we are missing on the fun stuff, like working with him is really fun still, and we have a lot of fun. So like it makes it a
That's
little bit
true.
easier in our case, or my case at least, to like work alongside with him. It's just like, my family sees him like family, his family sees me like family, so like they know and support us. So it's not like, it never feels like, at least in my case, thankfully, where I'm getting like the cold shoulder from anyone,
Mm-hmm.
for anything. And that's just for me. I don't know like your situation, but I don't really have a lot of family out here like really close. Like I literally have just my siblings that are like I talk to, but like in terms of like aunts, uncles, cousins, things like that, like I don't have anyone outside of that besides his family. Like
Yeah.
his family are the ones that I consider like aunts and uncles.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Yeah.
me, it's a little bit different because I don't really have external like secondaries that like will give me that cold shoulder. I'm sure that if I did have closer family like that, like around in the area,
Mm.
they would for sure be probably like
Bitter about it.
bitter about it, or like, just kind of things that come with it,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's what I would say for emotional, physical.
What about friends? Do you have any friends that maybe gave you like a cold shoulder? I mean,
Uh,
you don't have to say names, but or like maybe you feel like they kind of
I
started
was,
becoming bitter towards you.
I wouldn't say bitter, but having a business really exposed like and everyone knows about this like Instagram life and personal life and like who real friends and fake friends are and like surface
Mm.
level like acquaintances are like,
I know where you're going with this.
so I think like for me, I've always tried to be a really supportive person like for people, even though I know like I've known you for a little bit of time. Like if I know you start a business and like we have talked or still kind of talk a little bit, and I consider you more like a friend versus an acquaintance,
Mm-hmm.
then I do show support for your business.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I
You do.
think in reverse, not that I expect it, but you kind of almost do a little bit when you thought like, oh, I thought like we were cool, and like people don't like. You start seeing who likes your stuff, who comments on your stuff, who shares your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
who's paying attention, and like obviously with social media, you can track and see who's really watching, and like it goes back to those simple things like real friends are gonna support you, and it's like leaving a like, leaving a comment doesn't cost anyone anything. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So I
true.
feel like for me,
That's
for
true.
people that really have supported me, like I pay attention to that stuff, and I know like who's really in the corner, like fucking with us since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna say that I've lost friends or over this or anything, but personally, I've realized like, okay, you said you were a homie, you acted like a homie, but you guys don't even
Mm-hmm.
like or share my stuff.
So you'd say they became more of like a personal friend, they've kind of like transitioned into more of just an
In my
acquaintance.
own, if I had to categorize them, like if I once thought they were friends and I realized, okay, now that I'm doing all this stuff, they're, I would say like true colors or whatever, for lack of better terms, like come out, and then you realize, okay, like I thought they were really cool friends, but
Mm-hmm.
like it was a one-way street for me. And like I thought that way, but maybe they saw me as an acquaintance. So
Yeah,
now I
yeah,
categorize them as like, okay, not that there's any like bad blood, because I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're not a fucking homie now.
yeah, yeah. Of
Like
course.
cool, like if I see you, cool, bro. Like good seeing you. Hope you're doing well and like all that. I wish the best for you. But like I'm not thinking about them of like, oh, that's a homie, that's a really good friend, like where
Mm-hmm.
I'm hitting you up kind of thing. Like
Okay.
that you get categorized now with as
Yeah,
an
yeah,
acquaintance,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
personally.
Yeah.
So I think I've been able to kind of off the top of my list, like go through people and be like, okay, I thought they were friends, but maybe they're more of an acquaintance based off actions that I've seen,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? And again, it's not like I don't want to sound like, oh, I expect anything, because
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't expect anything. It's almost like as a friend, you would do it.
Do it, yeah.
You know
Well, I
what I
mean,
mean?
that stuff kind of just naturally comes because your time starts shifting away from them into your vision, so that time, that division kind of just naturally creates that
Yeah.
without it even being said or having it, like you said, any bad blood in between
Yeah.
you guys. So it's not, there's never anything like
Yeah.
friction or anything like that,
Yes.
right?
But like I guess a good example is I have like a core group of like friends outside of like I have like different groups of friends. So I have like friends that I grew up with, which is like you and the
Mm-hmm.
guys, and then I have like other friends from like high school that I'm really really close with, which is like the guys that I went to like Japan with.
Yeah, yeah.
See, those guys know that I don't hang out with them as much anymore because I'm always busy.
Right,
But they
right.
fucking stay supporting, they stay buying stuff off me, like things like that. So I know like those are my dogs, like those are my boys, outside
Mm-hmm.
of this
Yeah.
personal friend group that, I will consider friends, like, and I'm locked in with, versus other people that I've known from other places where I'm like, well, I thought that you guys acted like friends with me, but switched up now. Because
Yeah.
I don't go out and
Yeah.
drink with you guys
Yeah.
anymore or party or do things like that. Like, you see the change in people.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I think that's where, like, there's a change.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, I think for me, it's just been like those are the kind of things like physical, fucking tired all the time.
Dude, oh my God.
Dude, I'm 24/7
Physical
fucking
is.
tired, like all the fucking time. And it's funny because my mom is always like telling me sometimes, like, you're going to sleep late. Like, why don't you just go to sleep early and then wake up early? And I tell her all the time, like, once I get an idea, like, I can't fucking stop. Like, I have to keep going until literally I'm knocking out. And so that's literally where, like, my mentality is. Like, I'd rather just get it done now, go to sleep
Mm-hmm.
late as fuck. And then luckily for me, I don't work early. So if I need to sleep in a little bit, like, till 9 or 10, like, it's fine because I be going to sleep, like, at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Which I could speak to because this guy will fucking hit me up like at 3 a.m. while I'm at work with some random shit like ideas and shit. I'm just like,
yeah.
brother, go to sleep.
Yeah. So I think for me, like, I'm already getting out of work late. So might as well just keep the night going.
Yeah, I mean, shit, dude. That's true.
But that's just me.
That's true.
And then I get up in the mornings and I go to the gym to like just kind of start my day. Um, but yeah, I'm always physically, mentally tired, but it just comes with the fucking thing, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
having and starting a business doesn't just happen in terms of our luxury of when you're chasing a dream. We have 9 to 5s, we have jobs, you have a family, I have, my family as well. We need our current incomes to provide for our business and
Yeah.
provide for ourselves, right? We don't have the luxury of not being able to work and having like us money given to us or put on the side for us to chase this goal, right? Like that's just not an option for us.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do have that. And that's if that's you, that's amazing. Cool, take advantage of that because trust me, this life having to do both is hard. And so if you can afford it, that's great. Chase that and ride that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, like I think we have to carry the weight of two worlds, right? Like our 9 to 5s to fund our personal lives, and it's two shifts, right? We're putting
Dude, yeah.
endless hours day in day out with
Well,
the
it's a 24-hour job. We've learned
yeah,
that now.
yeah. It's not
It's
a
not.
it's not a oh I can invest 3 hours a day. It's like okay, every single day you're putting all your what you should be putting on your free time to
Yeah.
your business or whatever it is if you really want it to work. Um, so I think that's like physical wise, it's just constantly fucking tired, but um that all goes away when like you see results and you start seeing like growth and you start seeing like positive shit happening.
Mm-hmm.
um
It starts becoming worth it.
it becomes worth it, and you feel a lot better of like okay, I didn't fucking sleep a lot this whole week, but hell yeah, it feels good knowing that both of our YouTube channels are doing fucking numbers,
Dude.
right? Like we've quadrupled our
Yes.
numbers from January to February, which is fucking awesome, right? And I'm already
Yeah.
thinking about fuck, we got 1 week left of February. What are we gonna do in March? So for me, that's what when I see those things, and I rarely look at like the total numbers. I look at it maybe like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I look more at the like the shorts and the YouTube views, which when you look at it individually, it doesn't look like that much. But when he posted a snapshot of it the other day, I was like, oh fuck, I didn't realize that
Dude.
we were already at that. Because the last one I posted, we were at 9K, I think, or
It's
12K.
9K. 9K when you showed me. Yeah.
Yeah, and now we're at fucking 15,
15.
15 and 17.
15 and 17. Yeah.
15,000 and 17,000 views for each channel. So,
Which is crazy
yeah.
because you know what's funny? In the beginning of the year, when I first downloaded, it's this app called vidIQ that kind of gives you like ratings and generates scores for you based off of like your analytics. You can set goals for it, and one of the goals was for the whole year. I set it to like 22,000 views, dude,
Damn.
and we're about to hit that. I think we'll hit that by the end of this month,
Yeah.
which is fucking nuts,
I
dude.
think with this podcast, it, you guys need to run it up. But with this podcast, we have 1 week, goes out on Monday. Um, we'll be able to probably hit that for sure.
I think so too, dude. Yeah.
So yeah, but I think in terms of those three things, yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
I know I
Fuck,
said a
dude.
lot,
No, no,
but
yeah, dude. I fucking that's actually perfect. That is actually
yeah.
perfect. Yeah, I don't even need to answer those because this
this
dude took
guy's
the words out of my mouth.
this guy's literally like back in for the people that can relate. When you're in elementary and you had those fucking divider things and you're looking over at the answers of your neighbor and shit. He's coughing and shit, and there's a whole divider around you.
Hey, chat. What do I say next?
He's like, nah, I can ask AI to answer for me.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Nice
fucking
try,
funny.
brother.
No, but dude, it's because I totally agree with. Those are literally like the three core things, dude. Where it's just like fucking. It's
Emotional, physical,
nobody
and like,
thinks about it. Well, like people talk about it, like, but I feel most of the time what I hear people say is it's gonna take up a lot of your time and you're gonna lose friends. That's mainly what you hear.
yeah,
No one really talks about like, dude, you're mentally going to break down
yeah,
and you gotta be able to fucking pick yourself back up and gather your thoughts and your ideas back to keep like the ball rolling, because it once you hit like rock bottom, or you just going like on a drought, it's very fucking hard. Like we've
Yeah.
learned this, it's hard
Yeah.
as fuck to like
Get
get that
back.
traction back and continue going when there's no fucking results.
Yeah.
So dude, yeah.
Okay, so I guess an additional question for you to kind of add on to it
Okay.
is because you mentioned like mental drought, mental like fatigue, getting into that like, fuck this, like this is hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess sub question to that is, have you experienced that feeling of no motivation essentially?
Yeah.
Okay, and how did you get yourself out of that, or what did you do to like kind of help you, kind of like walk us through the process of like the emotions or what you felt, and like how you got out of that?
So this is funny because this would kind of tie into like another question that is part of our questionnaires here. um, I think hitting rock bottom where I was just mentally dead and like I couldn't fucking think, like when you went to Japan and I just had
Yeah.
no creative fucking ideas because I mean we didn't have meetings, you know? And it's crazy though, because like these
Yeah.
meetings help like give like that morale boost or like that motivation or like, hey, this idea, and then you feed off of it, right?
Yeah.
So
It's
I
the
think,
energy.
yes, the energy that I think what helps me get out of it is just reminding myself what the bigger picture is and
Mm-hmm.
then going all in on the fucking idea.
Mm.
So like I don't know if you remember, but after that weekend when we fucking sat down and created our next drop,
Mm-hmm.
dude, we were up to like fucking 3 in the morning.
Yeah, we were.
We were up to like 3 in the morning, right? Which is like my idea of like going all in because you're fucking physically tired, you're mentally tired, but in the moment as you're creating, you don't feel any of that fatigue, you know. And then the following day that
It's the
comes,
adrenaline.
you start realizing like, oh shit, okay, it's not that fucking bad.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a passion for it.
Yeah,
It's easy.
it's a mental block where you're just kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess you get into this state of fuck, like, can I really do this?
Yeah.
And then you get reminded, like, by doing what makes you happy and the time fly, you realize how you said we spent fucking probably like 5 hours designing and kind
Fuck.
of plotting, and then we realized, oh shit, like,
We just knocked this out.
yeah, we knocked it out.
That's so funny. Damn, that was a long ass day. I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, so just reminding myself basically, and like looking back at successful things that we
Mm-hmm.
did, right? Like it's not always about the good or always about the bad. You want to always focus about like the good and where it got you, and then applying that to like your next step, right? So it's
Mm.
like, okay, well, if I was able to do this when I was at the fucking bottom, now let me figure out how to recreate this and recreate it so I can get to the next step.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like a step by step, like it's a never ending thing almost, you know, because obviously we're trying to take this to the fucking moon, guys. I don't know
Yeah,
about y'all, so
past the moon.
there's a stairway to heaven right here.
Yeah.
But that's my way of like getting myself out of it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Damn.
That's crazy. I think we're at
Coming
like
out the
20
cut.
something, 23,
Oh, not bad, not bad.
4.
Dude, that was one question.
I know. Shit, it's about to be
Jesus
the longest
Christ.
podcast.
Oh shoot. Well, I guess that kind of rolls into like our next one.
All right, what's the next one?
So when do you know it's time to go all in?
Eesh. So, you want to answer this one first?
I kind of already did. But I guess I'll touch on my part, and I already know what you're gonna say for your part. I have an idea of what you're gonna say, so I'll touch on one part of it. I think when you're, like I was saying, at rock bottom, let me be careful what I say. Because financially, it could be very risky going all in when you're at rock bottom
Fuck
and
yeah.
you're left at fucking zero, right? Because we've experienced this so many times.
Yeah.
But if you do it correctly and are very strategic on how you move, you could fucking overcome that
Mm-hmm.
and have exactly what you want. So for me personally, you would want to go all in when you're at rock bottom. Just
Mm.
because that's helped me in the past with like getting overcoming shit already. Like
Mm-hmm.
we've had our backs against the wall and it was just like, okay, dude, this is a fucking make or break moment for us, you know? And we've come out of that.
Mm.
And I feel like some of our best fucking projects and ideas have came out of being at rock bottom. Again, you want to be careful with it though, because financially it could be dangerous where you
Yeah.
could fucking just lose it all, right? And then that's a hole that you need to dig yourself out of. But for me,
Yeah.
that would be when to go all in.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. I agree with that too, but I would say kind of there's two. Well, adding to what he said, there's that. I guess that's the first step or way to know to go all in. It's when you have nothing to lose. When you've already felt like you've lost everything, and maybe you have a little bit of cash, or maybe you don't even have cash because you can start something with very little money. um I feel like that's when you can go all in. Maybe you got laid off from a job and you've always wanted to be an artist, a book writer, or something. Like, I think that's where you hear a lot of stories of people's lives changing. Is because they have nothing else to lose, so they
Hmm.
invest all their time into getting themselves out of that situation. And when you have all the time to invest into something that you really want to accomplish and your back's against the wall, like he said, you end up creating the best ideas and putting all the momentum and putting all your eggs in the basket and having that mentality of I cannot fail.
Yeah.
And subconsciously, people don't think about that, but when like they're going through this process, they're just thinking about like I need to fucking have a roof over my head. I have bills to pay. I need to eat. And so naturally, that process takes place, and they end up being successful because of the subconscious idea of I can't afford to not have make money out of this. I can't afford to fail because if I do, I may not have a roof over my head. I may not eat tonight. I may not be
Hmm.
able to support my family. So I think that's some of the stories that you hear. But on the flip side, if you're like us, we're doing okay, right, in our personal jobs, and we're building an empire as well. We're stuck in between of like, okay, well, how do we know where it's okay to like step away from the income we're making that isn't bad income to fully invest in something that's making us really happy as well?
Yeah.
Because this is safe and this is risky.
Yeah.
So for us, I think it's like, and we've talked about this like before, so it's not like a hard way to answer for us, but it's literally we've said like, well, once we can make the same amount of money we're making at his job and my job combined to pay ourselves, or like profit wise, or I wouldn't even say profit, but like to pay ourselves that,
Hmm.
because that's separate from profit. Then we can say, all right, it's safe to quit our jobs with minimal risk, right? There's still risk there because just because we have
Yes.
a few good months or maybe one good year, doesn't mean we can't lose it all the next year,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's like there's still risk on both sides, but I that's what I would say in terms of when it's right to go all in.
Yeah.
You
Just
never really know when it's right to go all in. That's a risk that you have to
yeah.
take, and a risk that you're willing to accept. And when you really accept it, you can't fucking go back on it. You really got to just be like, you know what, I'm taking that risk, and we're going to the moon.
Quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Good answer. Yeah. So just don't quit quite yet.
For us, our
Be smart
situation.
about it. Yeah. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. All right. Let's see. Next question. Is quitting early a smart or emotional decision?
Damn. So, eh, okay, so adding to my previous answer
Mm-hmm.
and this one, because I feel like there's two important things here. So quitting emotionally can fuck you over because you maybe start seeing some money coming in and you're like, man, I can quit because I'm making money. That's when you start hitting a level of comfortability. You can't be comfortable in this game. You literally cannot, because if you
Yeah.
get comfortable, the cash is gonna go down, and then you're gonna find yourself in a situation you don't want to find yourself, where your business is not doing the numbers that they were doing when you first left.
True.
So I think you guys just have to kind of be careful with that. I would say, secondly, if you are gonna quit, just be mindful of, you know, the steps you're taking, and ensure you think about, is it really time for you to quit? And I say this because you want to
Mm,
make sure that if you're going to go all in and quit, it's for the reason of, because your primary job is holding you back from scaling. So a lot of the times people don't talk about this, but
yeah.
you're working your job and you're doing maximum optimal effort and you're putting everything on the table and you're doing what you can, but you're limited with the amount of time. Like, literally, you're staying up all night, you're sleeping very little, like, you're doing all the things X, Y, and Z, right? But you only are doing it 2 days out of the week on your days off, right? Realistically, you can only do so much doing it 1 or 2 days or 3 days out of the week, even if you're putting 8 or 10 hours a day. And that's just the reality, right?
Yeah.
I
True.
think when you get to that point of, I need to free up more time to take my business from here to here, that's when I think you have to make that decision on your own now and say, okay, I'm going to put all my eggs in the basket and really go all in and quit my job, because I'm confident that with the cash flow that I have is not enough to maybe supply everything that I need. But if I cut back on certain expenses, I'll be able to invest, obviously, 6, 7 days of the week now, full days,
Hmm.
to scale my business to maybe not this month, maybe not next month, but in 3 months from now, when I really get the logistics right, triple or quadruple my income on the business so that I can support myself where
Yeah.
I need to be. I feel like people skip that step and think, oh, well, I'm making a little bit of money. Let me just emotionally flex on my job and say, I don't need you guys, and quit.
Or
When
they get too
real,
excited,
or yeah,
right?
or they get too excited because they had
Yeah.
one good month.
Which has actually happened to us, ironically, where we had a
Yes.
really good month, we got comfortable, and we weren't putting the same amount of effort into our next project, and
Yeah.
it didn't do
It
so
flopped.
well. So
Yeah.
imagine looking back at it now, say it was just like on a bigger scale, like times five of what we made, right?
Yeah.
Dude, at that point, and we would have just said, "Ah, fuck it, let's quit." Dude, yeah, dude, we
Yeah,
would
I
have been
think,
collecting cans outside right now.
yeah, and it hurts you in multiple ways, right? Like,
Hmm.
you got no job, right? If you quit, you made some money maybe, but then if you didn't, you put an order for a big old, collection, and then you don't sell, and then all of a sudden you're sitting on all this inventory that you could have sold if you put the same energy you did on the last time, but you didn't because you got comfortable, and now you're sitting on inventory. You made no money, you have no job, and you have no cash flow coming into your pockets. So you lose in like so many ways, right?
Yeah.
So that goes back to the first thing that we mentioned
Shit,
too,
dude.
right? Comfortability.
Yeah.
Comfortability kills. Like, that shit'll fuck you over. So
Dude, yeah.
it's important to not get comfortable, even when you start seeing the the results that you were praying to get.
Hmm.
So you know, don't get comfortable no matter what. Everyone talks about it and everyone says comfortability kills, but it's true. Like, even at a small scale, we've experienced it,
Yeah.
and that's that we weren't even paying ourselves yet. That was literally just the
Yeah.
business.
We still don't.
Yeah, yeah, we still don't pay ourselves,
Yeah,
but
100% reinvested. We believe in
yeah,
recycling around
yeah,
here.
reduce, reuse,
Yeah.
recycle.
This is actually recyclable plastic too.
Yeah, recycled coffee too.
Hell no. Oh man, bro. Hell
All
no.
right.
fired that employee. Let me find out. Oh yeah, this guy fired his first employee today
Yeah,
too.
I did.
That's funny. Um,
Not
fuck.
even no 2 week notice, no nothing. They got terminated on
Mm,
first notice.
first bite.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So let's ask that same question, but on the flip side of it. So in the sense of I'm quitting my vision because I'm not getting the results that I want.
Okay.
So same question. Would that be a
Hmm.
emotional decision or smart? Because I would say at
Uh,
that point, well, in that scenario, I would say that's more of a emotional
well,
response because you're not seeing the results that you want. So you start beating yourself up of like, fuck, this is impossible. I can't do it. Everything that everybody else fucking said about me or said about my vision is true. You start fucking doubting yourself. You start going down that
mm-hmm.
fucking rabbit hole of like just no motivation and shit like that. So personally, I would say that's an emotional reaction
Okay.
rather than a smart one. And I guess it could maybe be smart. This is I don't know. I think when you actually enjoy it, there's no way to go wrong about it. Like I
I
wouldn't say it'd
see.
be smart to like just quit it because if you truly enjoy what you're doing, like if this doesn't work out for us, there's no regret behind it.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say it was a stupid decision, even though like we put money into it, because like you said earlier, dude, like this is something that we fucking enjoy. Like there's
Yeah.
passion behind it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see you trying to like go for your goals and like your vision and doing all these things for yourself. Like even if it doesn't work out, I don't think there's no wrong way or like there's no like dumb way to go about it. Like there's not a. It's not. It wouldn't be not smart to not do it.
Yes. Okay, so I agree. But this is where
But
but this is where people that exact thing that you just said is what people struggle with and why
hmm
they are caught in the situation of either not trying, not doing it 100%, giving half-assed work, being 1 foot in, 1 foot out, whatever you want to say.
hmm
And it's because we were also in the opposite side of being 1 foot in, 1 foot out at some point. Whether like we really sad or not, like
mm,
we've said it in the past in different podcasts where
yeah.
we were doing what we were supposed to be doing, but we weren't really like doing the marketing. We weren't doing the strategies. We just mentioned an example where like we got comfortable,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So I think we there's a difference in how do I say this? Like quitting because you're not taking feedback, you're not actively looking for information, growing growing yourself to be able to provide results and get results versus quitting because you didn't do any of that and you just wanted results to land on your lap.
Yeah.
So one is an emotional one, and I think one is like, say you are doing all those things and you still aren't getting results. I would say there's arguably times to put a pause on something, and I wouldn't say quit, but maybe restructure and rebuild a foundation.
Mm,
And I would say like that's what we
we
did
did.
with
Yeah.
our brand. So we had dedicated bros. We
Yeah.
saw opportunity. We saw flaws. We saw things that we weren't doing right and we were doing wrong. And the difference was that we were soaking in information. We were actively doing things to help us learn in the business, understand the industry, you know, build our knowledge so that when we do rebrand, which we did, we do things better. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say 100% right because we're still learning and the business is so big that there's so much information out there that we're learning still. But that's what separates us, right? learning as we're going.
Hmm.
We're applying the information. We're taking feedback. We're doing everything that we can to go from here to here.
Yeah.
Some people don't do that. So I think if you're stuck here and you're only willing to learn to get you here and you're not seeing results, then that's when I feel like maybe you do need to rethink if it makes sense for you to keep throwing money at that business or goal and be real with yourself and say, hey, if you're not really willing to take the business here, then it's okay to stop here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Personally, you a bitch if you do that, but
Yeah. What a way to motivate them, huh?
hey, the people had
Hey,
to
you know
know.
what though?
If you give up on
It's
your
not
dreams,
personal.
you give up on your dreams, hell no. You can't be part of my circle. You got to be able to go 100% in, dude, because being doing this for almost 2 full years now and like going through the shit that we've gone through, like
That's true.
I personally, out of my own experience, can say like I know what it feels like to lose money. I know what it feels like to not see results. I know what it feels like to see some results, and I know what it feels like to feel like you're throwing your life away at a corporate company. Yes, maybe making fair money, but knowing that they don't give a fuck about you while your dream is right in front of you and you can't give 7 days of the week, 24/7 of your time to that. So I know all of that, right? Like we
Hmm.
go through it still now.
Yeah.
So
Even
that's
if
our,
they do pay you good though.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Even if
Like,
they do pay you good, even if you have the days off that you want, even if you do whatever the fuck you want at your job, if you have all these privileges, dude,
which I do what the fuck I want
dude,
at
me
work.
too. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, like, dude, like, it's so crazy to think like, because sometimes for my personal self, sometimes I think like, fuck, maybe am I being selfish? Because dude, there's so many people that want my fucking position at work, where they're like, dude, how the fuck do you get whatever day off you want? Like, how do you do these things, right? So then I start thinking like, fuck, dude, like, am I just being a fucking like a privileged dick? You know what I mean?
I
But
would
then,
say this is the scenarios where it's okay to be selfish because there's good selfishness and
yes,
there's bad.
yes,
Cause fuck that. Hell yeah,
cooking,
be selfish and
cooking,
chase your
cooking,
chase your
bro.
dreams. Cause
Yes, there is a time and place when you need to fucking be selfish for yourself and your vision. Because nobody else is gonna fucking, no one else is doing any of the sacrifices that you're gonna be doing, dude. Like Bruce said, like these fucking companies don't give a fuck about you. You know, like
mm-hmm.
they're not gonna care about you. Like it's mind-boggling. Like yes, it's a great fucking job, and you could, if you're happy with that shit, fucking cool, dude. You know, but like personally, for me, I I just don't enjoy it anymore, you know? And I don't see
Mm-hmm.
myself being there for like the rest of my life. Like I want to be able to fucking enjoy my any fucking day off. Like the whole week off, you know what I mean? Not just like a specific day off,
Yeah.
you know, like I want to have that freedom of just being able to do whatever the fuck I want with my family, with my fucking friends. Like it's a different kind of freedom, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so. I was literally thinking about this the other day because one of my newer coworkers that we hired recently was like, dude, like I was telling him like how long I've been there and shit. He's like, dude, like fuck, man, I want to do that shit and this and that. And it's so weird because I had like an epiphany moment where I looked at him, and I was just like, dude, that was once me.
Yeah.
That was once
You
me,
start
right?
seeing yourself in people and shit.
Dude, yeah. I was like, dude. And then I started thinking like, fuck, dude, what the fuck happened to me? At like what point did I lose that passion to like move up in the company and like do
Yeah.
these great things for the company that cares about me, right? And and starting like our business and everything, like even from like day one, like even though we were like we said like one foot in, one foot out, I always just enjoyed it. So I was like, fuck, like I slowly started seeing like, damn, dude, this would be cool as fuck to do for like the rest of my life.
Honestly, you know what I think for me, what made me realize that moment of like when I stopped caring to grow. and this is actually very recently because I still like even I would say 6 months ago, and that's when like we started to really like
Lock
rebrand
in.
and like lock in times
Mm-hmm.
two because we had
Yeah.
already been locked in like maybe October, November time, but now like within the last like 5, 6 months, what made me realize that what you just mentioned is I was actually in the process of potentially promoting,
I remember
and
this day.
I was in the process of promoting, and they wanted me to do a position that I didn't really want to do. And I know that sounds selfish, but it was for a department and section that I didn't want to do, and they were just offering me the role. And I was just kind of like, oh, I was gonna get a raise, cool, all that stuff. And then they're like gassing me up, saying that I'm the perfect fit and all the, whatever the company's gonna do, right? They're
That's
gonna
how they get
gas
you.
you up. They gas you up to make you feel good, like you're perfect, and it's because they want you to solve a problem they have and for a small expense. That's the
Hmm.
reality of it, right? Some people are fine with filling any role, right? That's great. But I know what I wanted, and I didn't want that specific position. I wanted a different department. And so I declined it. And the conversation I got after I declined it was, hey, just like a heads up is because you've already turned down not one, but two like positions. It's gonna, make it a little bit harder for you to promote now because essentially what they were saying was you didn't do and take the position we wanted you to take. So now we're gonna penalize you indirectly and we're gonna offer someone else now. Like you fall lower in the ladder,
Yeah.
even though you're the most qualified.
Yeah.
And it's funny because companies say this in the sneakiest ways and they say it like indirectly, but I'm not
Hmm.
stupid. I'm a logical person and I've been with the company for a while. And that's what it means.
Yeah.
It means like, oh,
Yeah.
well,
That's crazy.
you didn't do what we wanted you to do. So now, like, the role's going to get offered to someone else. And, like, whenever a position comes up, you might not be the first person we offer because you've turned down two positions and it doesn't look good on you for turning down two positions, which is dumb as fuck, in my opinion. That's the dumbest shit ever.
That is.
And when they told me that, I was literally sitting there and I was like just thinking, and I was just like, I stood 10 toes down. Like they really tried to convince me to fucking take that position, and I was just like, no. And then I told them, I was like, if you guys really want me to take that position, this is the number I want for me to take something that I'm not going to be happy doing. I'm okay with doing something I'm not happy to do because I'm already not happy right now. I didn't say that, obviously, but in my head, I'm thinking, I'm currently not happy here, obviously. I have bigger goals. But if you want me to solve a problem for you and you really think I'm that person, this is my price. I feel like I was in a position to negotiate, which if you know what the fuck you're doing, you any job, try to negotiate because fuck them. But that's what I did.
Yeah, that
They
part.
turned down my offer, and I told them, okay, well, that's my value to do something that I'm not gonna be happy doing. And if you're not okay with that, cool. Doesn't hurt me. I don't give a fuck. I'm making fair money, and I can pay my bills with what I'm making right now. I don't need the extra whatever they were gonna give me, right? Obviously, like it's a sacrifice that I made, knowing that I'm gonna invest 10 times more effort into this
Hmm.
because of that situation, right? So I think like that is a perfect example for me to know like, okay, I'm expendable. They don't care. I may care, but it is what it is. And I feel like that was when I really realized, all right, I'm gonna stop chasing that,
Hmm.
you know, like, because I was the one actively chasing, like, hey, can I promote? Can I do this? Da, 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 like checking in and stuff. Bro, and I have not like even people at work ask me like, "Hey, so when are you gonna like, they know that I'm like already there, so they're like, "Oh, when are you gonna like transfer out? When are you gonna get the next position?" And I'm just like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't really care. Like whenever that shit happens, if it happens, but I'm not chasing it. Like it is what it
Hmm.
is. I'm too busy to think about it." And I can see that my responses trigger their thoughts of like, "Damn, like he once was super eager to grow, and because the company unfortunately failed, whether they realize it or not. In my opinion, they failed on an opportunity for someone that was capable of taking something on for them. Um, they didn't take it, and it is what it is. Like, it's nothing personal. I don't take it personal. Like, I know it's business, and being in business, I understand it, but that's also the difference of like why I don't want to ever work for a corporate for the rest of my life.
Yeah, they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want. Like,
Yeah.
you could give them all the fucking insight of everything that's going on because you do it every day, right?
Yeah.
But these people are, it's gonna be, you could give them all the feedback again, all the insights, but it doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna do what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
It's insane because like now that we're doing this, like, dude, if we're getting insights from someone that's doing that shit every single day, like, well, so like for example, like now that Bruce does the fucking Money and Motion podcast, you see all the analytics, you see all of that shit, right?
Yeah.
So if I were to tell you like, hey, dude, we should do this instead, it wouldn't make sense because you do all that shit now.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, like for him, before I remember I would try to give you feedback
yes.
and be like, hey, bro, what do you think? And you would be like, no. And I remember we would be like back
We would
and
go
forth,
back
and I
and
would
forth
try to
about
give
it.
him like suggestions, and he'd be like, no, dude, it's not going to work. And I would sometimes get a little bit like frustrated because I didn't understand. But then I would just be like, okay, like obviously he does it. So like I'm not in the position to be like, hey, bro, do this if he knows more than I do because he sees the analytics and he sees all that stuff. So to
Yeah.
your point, yeah, you're
So
right.
like, yeah, like now it's like, okay, fuck, like let me get that fucking feedback from you because you're the fucking professional at this shit now, dude. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
it's fucking mind-boggling how like it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I
You
guess
know
it's
what?
just mixed. I look at it just completely fucking differently now.
You know what I would say is a big gap that I feel like I've identified in. I feel that translate from that scale of a company because it's so big versus our stuff that again goes hand in hand is the schematics or the best practices that they build is usually for it's like an umbrella one where it's like, hey, every single store should be doing this, every single store is gonna get this, every single store should be doing like these kind of things all the same way, which to some extent is true, right? Like
Yes.
yes, there's
Yes.
like a best practice and there's like a kind of fine line of yes, every store should follow these guidelines, but to what you were saying is, for example, and I'll use us, is we have two YouTube channels, the Money Emotion one and the Dedicated Bros YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They're both under the same umbrella, right? It's YouTube. But what works for the Money in Motion podcast strategy doesn't work for the Dedicated Bro strategy.
Yeah.
And big corporations, at least in my experience, and I don't know if you can speak on this for your experiences, like in the job you work at, is they don't specifically tailor certain things for certain stores, and that's where the gap is at. Because
Dude.
then you try to give them feedback, like,
dude.
oh, well, at our store or at our location, this isn't going to work. We don't sell this, or we do sell, or we provide this service, but at a different location, it does really well.
Yeah.
And then you try to give them that feedback, and it's like, oh, no, well, we're just rolling this out for total company.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, to me, that doesn't make no fucking sense. And maybe it doesn't make sense to us because we're not up there seeing like certain things that are going behind the scenes, which is a big possibility.
Yeah, for sure,
But
of course.
in a consumer and a like, worker inside, I feel, and that's just my opinion, that there should be a schematic or there should be a guideline for every single store blueprint. Like it needs to be
Yes.
different. Like I feel like there's
Yes.
money being left on the table because they're trying to umbrella everything.
Exactly. Yeah. There should be one designated person, or maybe like a designated crew that can go to every store and really look at the analytics behind everything to see how this, say like for my example, my store, Ralph's, dive into it and figure out, okay, where are we winning, where are we losing, how can we make it better overall. Like that would be the way to maximize, well, money in general, right, for like the business. So
Yeah.
which is very interesting.
We're about to get hired for corporate after they see this podcast.
They're gonna offer us promotions.
They're gonna be like, dude, where the fuck are these guys? We need to hire them.
Dude, I think I told you about this like last week, dude.
Uh,
I had this fucking standards walk thing where they're like all panicking and shit. And we did this thing, and one of our district managers asked me, he was like, so say this was your business, this was your money on the table, what would you do? Like, would you have this here? And I was like, do you want my honest answer? I was like, if it was my money, my business, I wouldn't even fucking have it because it doesn't sell at this store. I don't know why you guys don't like look at, we don't go based off of the store numbers instead of just sending all of us this shit, and then we end up marking it down for a reduced price, and we only get 10 cents profit versus the full amount, right? Where we could
yeah,
actually have something that's going to have a higher selling rate, you know?
yeah, a better return on
Yeah.
investment.
And of course, she's like, all right, well, you get the point. And I was just like, bro, I clocked out after that shit.
Yeah. It's funny because and
Oh,
then they get
man.
that honest feedback and it's like something they don't want to hear and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh well, your opinion doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So that's why
Reassures
we're
me why
here
we're quitting.
starting our own businesses because fuck them. Damn. What other
Yeah.
question do we got in
That
there?
was it.
That was it.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
that was it.
Damn.
Hmm.
Yeah, guys. Well, I think if there's key takeaways is think about when you're ready to lock in fully.
Yeah.
And if you're already locked in, don't quit. And if you feel like results aren't coming back to you, that's fine. It's okay to have that happen. Just be open to feedback, be open to grow, and understand that, you can't compare yourself to these businesses that sometimes pop off after 1 month or 2 months. Like that doesn't happen to everyone. It does happens to very little people actually.
Yeah.
So you got to put in the work and you got to be willing to do hours and hours and restless nights of work before you even see any results or even any money. You maybe have to put a year or two in before you see any money. Um, as long as you're happy and you're passionate about what you're doing, then it's gonna work out. Like it's been literally proven that as long as you stay consistent, put the work, don't look back, just look forward, it's gonna fucking happen. Like
Yeah.
it's just there's no way for you to not make it or not have it work out if you never quit.
Yeah.
I think as soon as you give yourself that quitting option and that you start taking your foot off the gas and things stop happening for you, but just don't even think about it. Don't let that be an option for you guys. Continue going, continue growing, be that 1% better, you know, be that better version and just fucking keep grinding. Like it ain't easy out here.
It's not. Yeah.
we're attesting to that. It's not
It's
easy.
not easy.
We're still growing. We're 2 years in. We're constantly learning shit. But yeah, that's all I had to say.
Yeah,
Honestly,
dude.
shit.
Yeah. Key takeaways right there, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, I think this was a fucking deep dive, bro.
Yeah, that was a deep dive.
Damn. I wasn't expecting that out of the topic.
Nah. But with that being said, if you guys haven't noticed, David is wearing the new windbreaker.
Which I think we have a title for it, right?
Yeah.
Officially, the
We have
official
a
drop
title for the drop, a name for it, and it's gonna be
the first mile.
the first mile drop. So stay tuned, stay updated. Follow us on Greater Than Athletics for our clothing brand. If you want a jacket, this is a sneak peek.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't seen it on our personal pages, you get to see it here now. We're rolling it out. We'll be dropping it very soon, guys. So if you guys want to sign up to our email listing, check out the website, greaterthanathletics.co. We have an email sign up or an SMS sign up if you want to stay alerted on when we go live with the drop or receive any notifications or updates. Sign up. But with that being said, Money Emotion Monday podcast, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.